Midwest winters, they can be brutal, and salt on the roads literally eats your vehicle out from underneath you. And if you've got a third generation Ram like I do, then chances are your rockers, your bedsides, and your tailgate all have significant rust damage. And with only 250,000 miles on the odometer, my Cummins Diesel, well, she was just getting started. So I had to find a way to save her. And I did. I started with this, and this. And I restored it back to better than new condition. And I'm going to show you how I did it in my own garage, by myself, creating a beast that I like to call Monster Ram.
Hi everybody, I'm Chris Z and welcome to Project Monster Ram. You know, Chrysler really had a hit on their hands with the third gen Ram. They built over 2 million of them and they sold them between 2002 and 2009. But the problem is if you live in the upper Midwest or the Rust Belt where they use salt on the roads, well, there's a really good chance your bedsides, your tailgate, and your rockers all rotted out. And my truck was no different. So when my bed rotted out, I figured, hey, no problem. I'll get a rust-free one from Texas. I'll paint it, I'll slap it on, and I'm good to go. But when my driver's side rocker rotted to the point that my side step was falling off, well, that's when things got real. And it would be about $80,000 for me to replace this truck with a brand new one. And frankly, I've got better things to spend my money on. So I decided to save it. Well, I quickly found out that the panels involved to save this truck were long discontinued from Chrysler. So I turned to YouTube and I found a few videos of guys using aftermarket patch panels to weld over the rust and fix the vehicle. And quite frankly, that wasn't an option because that's kind of like putting a Band-Aid over a bullet hole. Rust never sleeps and it will come back. So I studied how these trucks are put together and I figured out a way to replace the entire rocker panel assembly, restoring the truck back to better than new condition and structurally sound. And I decided to make a series of videos to show you guys how I did it step by step by myself in my own garage using common tools and the ability to weld. So it's not the kiss of death. You can save these trucks. So I hope you enjoy these videos. I tried to make them informative and entertaining at the same time. And it is hard work to do this, but it made it doubly hard to film it while I was doing it, but I figured it's worth it to show you guys how to do this in your own garage. So I hope you enjoy these videos. Like and subscribe. If you have any questions, put them in below and I'll be happy to answer them because I'm here to help you guys save these trucks. Keep them out of the junkyard and on the road where they belong. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoy the videos. Take care. So this is my truck, a 2004 Dodge Ram 2500, and what we're going to be doing on this truck, since I love it dearly, and it'll probably go in the hole with me, is we're going to be replacing the driver's side rocker, the entire assembly, which is really the best way to do it, I think, because, like I said, I want to keep the truck. So to do this, we're going to start by taking off the driver's side fender, as you can see, and that's just about 10 bolts, not a big deal. But we're going to end up taking off both these doors because we need to access the A, B, and C pillar. And there we can see the beauty of living in the Midwest. Taxes, crime, and salt on the road that is eating my truck. So we're going to be taking off this rocker and we're going to be cutting along this seam. This is the floor. That's the rocker. Okay, so obviously doing something like this isn't for the faint of heart, but I'm going to show you some of the steps that I learned that you need to do to make your life easier. So the doors are going to have to come off, which means the wiring harness is going to have to come out of this door. So I can tell you, I'll save you all kinds of heartache. This plug here, what you do, it mounts like that. What you do is you can't pull it out this way. What you have to do is you actually push it back in the hole, okay? Twist it and then work it out, all right? So I just saved you a half hour of swearing and screaming and yelling, okay? Then, a real good idea is before you take the door off, I put some paint markers on the hinges right there. So when you put this back on, it'll line right back up. And this is what the interior looks like. So we didn't take the seats out because they weigh a ton, but we don't really need to take them out. We just need to access the rocker area. So we'll come back when we got that accessed. Okay, so when we're going to be taking the front door off, you got to pull the kick panel out and you got to pull the parking brake out. Now the parking brake assembly has 3 holes. They're 13 millimeter, and a ratchet with a stubby socket will probably be best suited. As far as the wiring is concerned, it's a lot easier than the back door. So you look up here, there is the wiring that goes into the door. Now I already unplugged it. It actually unplugs from there. And this is the other side of it. That's the other side. You push in these corners here. See, all 4 corners. And it unplugs and comes out. So that works out much easier. Okay, so just like the rear door, what we're going to do here is we're going to mark these hinges. I used a Sharpie paint pen. Works great. And even though this truck is 17 years old and I'm going to be replacing these hinges, it's just good to have a reference point just to know how the original ones fit. So I'd definitely recommend outlining these so you know how it goes back together. Makes things easier. Okay, so I've seen guys online talking about trying to get seam sealer out and how difficult it is, and I basically just use my grinder and I use this kind of wheel, a knotted wire wheel. Works great. Got this one at Harbor Freight. Works great. So this rips the seam sealer out and cleans the metal. It does a fantastic job. So if you're gonna use this, obviously it goes without saying, but I'm gonna say it anyway, you gotta wear eye protection, because if these little wires fly out and hit in the eye, you're in a world of hurt. So obviously wear safety glasses. Okay, so here you can see underneath the truck the extent of the damage. It's shot all the way back, all the way back. And these rockers actually consist of 3 panels, an inner, a middle, and the outer. And they're all done. And this is why I'm saying I'm gonna replace the whole thing, because this is terrible. Okay, so what we're getting ready to do here is we're going to be setting up a cut line on the A-pillar. So to do this, so that the donor rocker matches the truck, you need some reference points. So here I'm going to use this. That's gonna be my reference point. So I'm gonna measure down from here to this area here, which is a little more than an inch. And then I'm using a laser level to project my cut line that you see in the green. Goes all the way around. So I'm putting some fine line tape on there. That's gonna be my guide. And the green that you see that's flashing, that laser level, that's basically gonna be the thickness of my cut. That's gonna be my blade path. Okay, so, and that should give us a nice, level, perfect cut. We may need a little bit of filing or whatever to match it up, because when we're all said and done, this is going to be a butt weld. So we're going to start cutting, see how it goes. Okay, so basically what I've done here is I've removed this section of the rocker panel, because to get the whole rocker panel assembly, which I'm going to show you, if you can see this is a whole assembly. It's like a beam, okay? So it's welded. There's a bracket. This is a floor bracket, okay? This is a floor support. So I had to take this part off to get at the spot welds from this side so I can pull the whole rocker off. So as you see, I've had my cut is all the way through, okay? So I just got to drill out these spot welds. It's hard to see them, and then this whole thing should come off. Okay, so I'm going to guess to the untrained eye, this looks a little scary, but I am a trained eye, and it is not scary. It's simply removing the damaged, diseased metal and replacing it. There's our beautiful straight cut, if I do say so myself. And there's the floor. We're leaving the B-pillar in place right now. And this here, that's just a rough cut, because we're gonna have to take the bed off. I'm not looking forward to that, because that rear bumper weighs like 200 and something pounds. And this one here, I still have attached, because if you go underneath the vehicle, you can't really see it. Okay, we'll edit this out. So here's the rear bumper. You thought I was kidding. No, it literally is a couple 100 pounds. And it's gonna have to come off so that we can pick the bed up and push the bed back, because we're gonna have to get in here and we're gonna be doing some splicing in there. So that'll be another day. Okay, so it's coming to the end of the day of tearing the truck apart, and I just wanted to do this one little bit here. So what you see before you is the sad and decrepit remains of my rocker panel. And I just wanted to show you, this is what happens. As I mentioned before, I live in the state of Illinois, unfortunately, where we have taxes, crime, and salt on the roads. And it destroys your vehicle right out from underneath you, you know? So, and also, as I mentioned before, this is a 2004 Dodge Ram, Cummins, you know, and this was not a cheap vehicle. You know, I bought it in 2006. I'm the second owner. So, you know, they're not giving these things away, okay? It's not an S10, all right? No offense to anybody who's got an S10, but I'm just saying. It's an expensive vehicle, and it's a major investment. And to have this happen to you, I mean, look at the degree of rust. Look in this rocker panel. That intermediate panel, see that middle one? It's almost all gone. How about that? This one here, this is the best, actually. This one here is the best. This is the best. Look at that. Look inside that intermediate panel. It's almost gone. Yeah. But here's another thing. So this here is the front of the rocker, you know, and this truck, you know, I'm not going to mention any names, but if you look real close right there, she's been rust-proofed. Oh yeah, she's been rust-proofed. So look on the inside of that there. And we got a little something sprayed on there. I don't know. Kind of looks like cat urine to me, but Doesn't taste like cat urine, but it looks like cat urine. I don't know. Didn't really do, well, did a little bit where it was sprayed, but that's about it, huh? Right about there, it went to hell. And check this out. The plug. That's the plug. Okay? That's where they drilled to put in the rust proof. Look at that. Believe that? It rusted around the frickin' plug. How fantastic is that? Wonderful, 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 wonderful. So, but I've come up with a solution which I think is brilliant, and it is 100% effective as far as rust proof is concerned. And I'm going to share it with you YouTubers. What it is, and I've come up with it myself, is the best rust proofing for these vehicles is to move to the west coast of Florida. Tampa, Clearwater, Punta Gorda Isles. I mean, I'm not picky, you know, Port Charlotte, somewhere in there. And that will keep your vehicle healthy and rust-free for pretty much ever, okay? Plus, hey, low property taxes and no state income tax, all right? So that's my tip for today. Hey everybody, thanks for watching the video. I'm going to be dropping a lot more over the coming weeks and months, detailing exactly step by step how I took this truck apart and put her back together and got her back into this condition. So, don't forget to like and subscribe and share, and if you have any questions or comments, put them in below and I'll answer them as quick as I can. So, until then, hasta la vista.